All right, I'm still here with Waldo Marino, and we're going to do a little special segment on the power and the potency and the vitality of taking back the power of home birth, which we know is another statement in decolonization, another movement in that. And just to add my piece to it, I like to say, when I talk about entheogens, that term just means to generate the divine within. You know, people associated with the term psychedelia, which psychedelia is a Greek word that means to unveil the mind or to reveal the consciousness. Beautiful term in itself. But when we talk about generating the divine within, entheogen, it doesn't always have to be designated to a substance or to a particular, plant medicine. Entheogens can be, activated in your breath. It can be activated by eating a beautiful meal that was prepped with intention. It can be taking a walk on the beach, dipping your feet in the water of a river. These are all entheogenic, and also is having the woman to have the power and the support of giving birth at home. And so let's talk about that and how it's a message that you want to share around this.
Yeah. Another form of decolonization is trusting our partner, our wife, our woman, our queen, and understanding as a male that they know what's best for their body, and they know when it's time to give birth. In Western society, we're taught to go to these hospitals, to take Pitocin, to take epidurals while giving birth, to either induce labor because we're not supposed to go past a certain weak barrier.
Right.
And reality is that these ultrasounds aren't accurate. They don't know when the child will be ready.
Yeah.
They give us a timeline expecting us to go to these hospitals and get chemicals put in invasive chemicals that harm the children, that harm the woman, and it's something that we need to really address. We have to give power back to our elders, our women that can hold space for these childbirths. My wife decided that she was going to do a home birth without a doula, and I was afraid.
You were going to be the doula.
Yes, I was going to be the doula, whether I liked her or
Big
not.
responsibility.
Yeah, and I ended up reaching out to a friend of mine, a woman who did have a doula, but she ended up giving home birth almost by herself because the doula came right when the baby was already coming out, and she felt that she didn't need a doula. So after speaking to her, it gave me strength and more trust for my wife to do what she needs to do to give birth at home. And speaking from firsthand experience now, it's crazy to realize how less painful they are, or how less painful giving birth is at home than it is doing it at a hospital.
Go ahead.
Okay. No worries. At a hospital, they themselves, the pain level is just, it's so like 50 to 70% less. She was literally in labor within not even an hour, like active labor. No, okay, sorry, let me rephrase that. She started receiving contractions at 9 o'clock at night. By 5 a.m., she was in labor. By 9 a.m., she had already given birth. While she was in the birthing tub, there was no screaming. There was no super painful moans. There was just breathing.
Wow.
And she wanted to use the restroom. So when she went to the restroom, I was still at the computer handling some work because I'm used to the labor in the hospitals where she's like like just screaming and in
Right.
pain.
Yeah.
I was not ready to just I wasn't ready to I wasn't expecting that she was in active labor at that time, because when she went to the restroom, she came out and she called me, Hedda, come here. I walked to the restroom, I pick her up, I look down and my baby's head has been crowning.
Wow.
And I pick her up and she holds onto the door sill. As soon as the baby starts coming, as soon as she started pushing, within like a minute to 3 minutes, the baby pops out. The baby screams right away. This labor was smooth. This labor was easy. This labor was how our ancestors did it, how our great grandparents did it.
Yeah.
They weren't taking no one to the hospital. They weren't getting pumped full of Pitocin. They weren't doing epidurals. They were giving birth at home.
For how many thousands and thousands of years?
When the woman was ready.
Yes.
Not when the doctor is telling you you're ready.
Yeah.
When the woman say it's time to push, because they themselves know when it's time to push. Mm-hmm. They know when they feel it. They're connected to the baby. They are one with the baby.
Of course.
And to be able to witness this child's birth and have it happen so fast, and I'm not going to say painless, but less painful than at the hospital.
Yes.
It was beautiful. And not only that, to see the magic of the placenta. To understand that at the hospitals, they clip the placenta for a reason, to hold out that blood from this child. And this child only weighs, what, 5 pounds? Right. So any blood that is not given to this baby is gonna weaken the baby. To be able to see that the cord, the blood in the cord go into the baby and see it turn white, it shows why our babies are a lot stronger when it's home births than at the hospital.
Yes.
And it is something I really would like people to consider. You know, talk to a doula, talk to who you need to talk to women that have done these home births, that are ready for this ceremony to bring in this life, but not only just bring into life, to also understand with this life comes death, the death of the placenta, the death of this vital organ that was created by the man and the woman for this child. So it's something absolutely beautiful to be able to witness what home birth is, to be part of it, and to now be able to share this for others, and hopefully them have the courage and do it themselves.
So glad that you brought this up and that you wanted to have this segment talk, because decolonization is all about giving the land back. When we talk about the land, we're talking about the Divine Mother, Mother Earth. And when we talk about that, the major piece of decolonization is to give power back to the Divine Feminine. And that true essence, like you were saying, that the woman knows she's the one that's connected. We got to follow her lead on these matters of, giving birth. They're the ones that brought forth humanity. And so it's all about just like really turning the table and reclaiming what's ours and giving that power back to the Divine Feminine. So thank you, man, for that.
Thank you.
Yes. Very powerful, potent. All right.
My name is Light.